Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Eli, the real estate guy, and thank you all so much for watching another video. So you saw the thumbnail, you see the title of the video, so you know what we're talking about. So let's get into it. So in this video, I want to talk to you guys about recording your results from certain actions, all right? And what I'm talking about is KPIs. You want to be able to record the results from certain actions. So even if it's as simple as what I've been doing lately, a lot more of now is door knocking. And so you may just look at door knocking as a simple system. Oh, I just pulled up a list and I'm going to knock on doors, right? But what you have to realize is there's always a way to improve what you're doing, and how do you know what you're doing is working? So here are some of the metrics that I keep whenever door knocking, right? And I didn't get this from anybody. These are things that I felt were important that will help me succeed with my door knocking strategy. So one, I make sure I pull a particular list. It's a pre-foreclosure list, but I get the newest lists that are uploaded on the daily. Harris County does a great job of doing that. And with that, I will do about 10 to 12 names that I'll be able to look up and go out to. So instead of just getting the first 12 and I'm ready to roll, what I do is I then search the county records to check to see if that home is a rental property. And how can you determine that? You can go and check to see what the mailing address is. If the mailing address and property address are the same, then most likely it is a property that's owner occupied, right? And owner occupied is where the owner lives in the property, right? Now, if the mailing address and the property address are different, then it's probably a rental property. And with those, I skip, right? Because I don't want to show up to the house and I'm speaking to a tenant. I want to speak to the owner of the house, right? And so you're probably saying, hey, Eli, why don't you just skip trace it? It's like, I'm door knocking right now, so I'm not worried about skip tracing that particular person. What I'm focused on is speaking to owners that are in danger of losing their house, right? So I skip over that, all right? Then from there, I would also check that property on Zillow to see if that home is listed, right? If it's listed and they've already done repairs or whatever it is, then most likely they're not going to get my offer, because the properties that I've seen that are listed, in some cases they've already done repairs, or they're already focused on having it being shown to the market. And I'll tell you right now, if it is shown to everybody else, it's too late for you. Skip them. Don't waste your time. Skip those names. But what's going to be left are the names of those property owners that are owner occupied and it's not being listed. When you have this information, now you create that list. Okay, so that's my procedure of getting a list that I'll go and actually work with. Then what I'll do is, I remember the first time I did this, I just went out to the first door, knocked, and I left a business card. And I'm like, okay, how can I make this better, right? How can I make this better? How can this situation be a lot more refined, right? So by leaving a business card, people leave business cards all the time. How can this be better? What I then did was created a note that I'll be able that I would leave at the door. So with this note, simple message: sorry to miss you. County records show that your home is up for pre-foreclosure, and my job is to make sure it doesn't happen. And I'm giving you a lot of sauce right now. Probably should have had more time with this by myself, but you know, whatever, you got it, use it, make some money. Let me know that you did. All right, so put this note on the door along with my card. From there, now whenever I go to someone's home and they're not there, well, at least they know I was there, they know who I am, and they know why I went to their door. Instead of just getting a business card with a company name, this is another card, boom, probably like another lawn care person that's trying to cut my high grass, right? But if I have a note that's taped to the door with my business card, it shows who I am, company name, email address, fax, telephone number, website, the whole, like, everything is shown in those documents that they have. Now they can decide whether or not they're going to contact me, right? And so I just do that throughout my list. So this is what I keep track of. How many people am I actually getting to? Because I'm not able to get to 10 to 12 every single day. So if I'm not able to get to 10 to 12 every day, then I record how many doors I'm actually going to. I also record how many people answered, right? And it got down to the point to where I was recording how many times am I ringing the doorbell, right? By ringing the doorbell, I realized once I did it 3 times, overall, I get a lower response rate. but by increasing it to 4, I increased my response rate, right? And then I had to kind of play it in my mind. Well, why is it that the 4th ring is getting more response than the 3rd ring? Because surely they're hurting 3 rings. And so I just kind of played out a scenario in my mind, and that's a whole nother situation. But I realized that that 4th ring and sometimes a 5th ring will increase your probability of somebody answering. 5th ring I feel is excessive. At that moment you realize nobody's there. But on that 4th one, that's when if somebody is home, they realize, all right, this person's not going away. What's going on, right? So I do that. So I record. I made sure that my standard is this amount of rings. And that's because I had to go in and realize how can I make these different things better. So again, record the amount of doors, record the amount of people that's answering, all right? And then I also record the amount of offers that I'm giving out to these people, right? So if I'm going in and I'm allowed to speak to them and have a conversation, then I can give them a range of what I'd be able to offer them, right? So I record how many offers I'm giving a day. And as I'm speaking to these different individuals and I schedule appointments with them and I get a lead, I record the amount of leads and the amount of appointments I get. So by having all this information together, as you make tweaks to the different things that you're doing, then you can go and check to see, okay, I remember on this day I made this adjustment. All right, what were my numbers for this day? Okay, then I made this. What were my numbers? Okay, great. So it looks like when I did this, it increased, when I increased my rings to 4, it increased the number of people that answer the door by 2 people a day. Okay, cool. So now that I know that, now my new standard is 4 rings instead of 3 rings. And you constantly check that when it comes to texting. You may have a certain template and you may have responded a particular way. All right, I get X amount of leads a day by having this type of template. Okay, when I respond this way, what changes on a day-to-day basis when I go with this new method? And constantly tweak. If something's not working, first think about how can I enhance this situation? How can I make it better, right? And things like ringing a doorbell one more time, leaving earlier to see more, like things like that. Incorporate that in bandit signs. Incorporate that in letters or mailers. Incorporate that in everything that you're doing so that you can have a refined machine. And even the simplest form of marketing, like door knocking, you're not just out here just doing whatever, right? You're making this to where it makes the most sense for what you're doing and you're getting the most out of every strategy that you're doing, all right? So again, make sure you're recording your results and make sure you're recording the different tweaks that you're doing at particular moments in time and check to see how that affects what you're doing afterwards, all right? So hey, thank y'all so much for watching this video. Also like this video if you enjoy the information I provide to you all, and also subscribe so that you're notified of whenever I'm posting another video. With that being said, thank y'all so much, and I cannot wait for y'all to get your first deal. Y'all take care.